Hare Krishna, good morning, my dear Prabhus and dear Matajis. Thank you for joining our morning japa session. And again, that is every day, 5:30 to 7 o'clock in the morning. You can join, log in and log out anytime. So you can chant hero rounds with us. And welcome sa ating Brush Back to Academy Monk in the Middle podcast. This is also every day, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And before we continue, today is a Sunday, Super Sunday Love Feast, or also known as the Spiritual Sunday Recharge, because it's matinding recharge natin for the rest of the week. Spiritual recharge. After this, 8 o'clock, there will be a class by His Holiness Girdhari Swami, Guru Maharaj. 8 to 9 and 11 o'clock, we will have also a Bhagavad Gita class. So, puno-puno yung umaga natin. And before that, you know the drill. We must be in the humble mood, in the mood of request, in the mood of humility as we approach our Srimad Bhagavatam study. So join me as we recite the invocation mantras. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Shaiva Narotamam Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashta Prayashu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Utamas Loke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. I offer my obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva. Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the Personality of Godhead Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supremmost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Sri Vyasadeva, the author. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is completely destroyed, almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. So thank you for always attending sa ating Nityang Bhagavata Sevaya, our service to the two Bhagavatam, hearing ng Srimad Bhagavatam. Of course, we also hear sa isang pure devotee na si Srila Prabhupada. Good morning, my dear Prabhus, Radhanath, and Navadip Chandra. There you go. Andiyan yung darshan nila. So, ang nakaraan, we knew after nung birth, death, and yung destination after na discussion, na chapter ni King Pariksit, we discussed about kung paano may enthroned na uli si Yudhishthira Maharaj. So, napunta yung story sa pagdating ni Vidura. Vidura is the uncle ng mga Pandavas. So, these three brothers, Dhritarashtra, Pandu, yung dad ng Pandavas, and si Vidura. We discussed also na si Vidura is an incarnation ni Yamaraj because of a curse by Manduka Muni. And he went to pilgrimage. After a long time, bumalik siya. So, yun nangyari yung Battle of Kurukshetra, wala si Vidura. Nandun siya sa pilgrimage. Parehas sila ni Balaram. Pero hindi sila magkasama. Pero nangyayari yung war na yon, nasa pilgrimage sila pareho. Continued reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto. In this version, part 3 na ng book natin. Creation. Chapter 13. We are reading from verse number 8. Translation. Maharaj Yudhishthir said, "My uncle, do you remember how you always protected us, along with our mother, from all sorts of calamities? Your partiality, like the wings of a bird, save us from poisoning and arson." Just like the wings of the bird. Yung, pag nakita niyo yung bird, um, pag gina-hatch niya yung egg or pinoprotektahan niya yung egg, lagi siyang naka-spread yung wings to give extra protection. Although si Vidura, pamangkin din niya yung mga Kauravas, he was partial sa Pandavas. Kasi these Kauravas together with their father Kauravas wanted yung ill fortune para mapasama yung Pandavas para nasa kanila yung emperorship. So that is the start of the problem nung Mahabharat ba't nagkaroon ng war. They wanted to gusto nila masolo although they are not qualified. And many times actually si Vidura sinave yung Pandavas. There was a past time where si Dhritarashtra nag-create siya ng magandang palace made of lac. Yung lac daw is a very flammable material. And alam na ni Vidura yung mangyayari na papapuntahin dun yung Pandavas, magbabakasyon, tapos may mangyayari. So, si Vidura gave a very nice hidden message kay Yudhishthir. And walang nakaintindi na ito, si Yudhishthir lang. Ito yung mismong sinabi niya. This is on the second paragraph. He directly hinted, a weapon not made of steel or any other material element can be more than sharp to kill an enemy. And he who knows this is never killed. Parang may bugtong pa no? Not made of steel. Nasabi ni Vidura, this material, this weapon is not made of steel. Pero sharper. Kumbaga, nakakamatay siya. So, he's pointing out na yung house of lac na to, yung house na pupuntahan nila is made of lac. And another na hint niya, bago mangyari yon, sabi ni Vidura, fire cannot extinguish the soul, but can annihilate the material body. But one who protects the soul can live. So, binanggit niya ulit kay Yudhishthir. So, si Kunti, andon, naririnig yon, hindi niya masyado naiintindihan. Or hindi talaga naiintindihan. Si Yudhishthir lang nakagets nung message ni Vidura. Bakit ganun sila mag-usap? Kasi, it is a secret. Nagigets ni Vidura yung gusto gawin ni Dhritarashtra, pero para hindi sila mahuli, ganun din yung message na binibigay niya kay Yudhishthir. So, nangyari na yung gusto mangyari ng Kauravas. Pinadala yung Pandavas dito sa place na to have so-called like vacation, staycation. So, pumunta sila rito. Then, one time, si Vidura pumunta doon in disguise. And he mentioned na 14th night of the waning moon, doon sisimulan yung burning of this house. So, knowing this, nag-create na yung Pandavas nagdig na sila ng hole underground kung para sila makaka-exit. And before pa dumating yung 14th waning moon na yun, there was an arrangement na may 5 taong pumunta. Actually, parang 6 yata sila na pumunta dun sa house. And before pa dumating yun, inunahan nila. Sila mismo yung nagsunog ng house. Then this 5 yung other visitors na hindi rin kaaya-aya, sila na yung hinayaan nilang mamatay doon. Thus, these Pandavas, together with their mother, Kunti, went out and was saved. Nakataka sila. So, it is all because of Vidura. Lagi niyang sinasave yung Pandavas. And Yudhishthira Maharaj is, alam mo yung pag nakikita kayo ng mga old friends mo. Alam mo ba dati, di ba? Natandaan mo. So, ganun yung relationship nila sa kanilang Tito Vidura. And, sabi ni Sri Prabhupada, yes, partial si Vidura to the Pandavas, pero he's trying his best actually. He tried his best na i-advise yung brother niya si Dhritarashtra. The problem is si Duryodhan, masyadong envious, masyadong demoniac. Sabi nga, sin personified nga siya. So, of course, the son is very the father is very attached to the son. Kaya kahit medyo nagigets ni Dhritarashtra yung nangyayari, hindi siya makatanggi sa anak niya. So, text number 9. While traveling on the surface of the earth, how did you maintain your livelihood? And at which holy places and pilgrimage sites did you render service? So, tinanong din ni Anthony Yudhisthira, habang nag-travel si Vidura, saan siya nakapunta? Saan yung mga pilgrimages na pinuntahan ni Vidura? And that is the goal natin is not just to go travel and have tours, yung mga tourist destination. No? We do travel, a spiritual travel, going to spiritual places kung saan sila Krishna may mga performance and pastimes. For one, to increase the remembrance and attachment kay Krishna and less sa material things. So, ganun yung activities ng isang saintly person. And yung iba, gumagawa sila ng mga philanthropic activities or devotional service. Yung mga those who are well-to-do, nagagawa sila ng mga food for life sa mga ganito. It's just their service yung mga nag-pilgrimage. So this people who are doing pilgrimage, ang focus nila is to relish, chant, or do kirtan. Then the food are being donated. So yes, nag-uusap sila nito. However, na-experience din ito nila Pandava sa ni Queen Kunti, but they're not going to pilgrimages lang. They're not on exile during that time previously. Nasa exile sila and sobrang glorious kasi yung mom nila sinama nila doon. Inalagaan nila ng todo. Discuss natin yesterday how Queen Kunti experienced a lot of troubles. And yung prayers nga niya kay Krishna again, di ba? She's wishing yung mga troubles to come for her to always remember Krishna. But her care and love sa mga anak niya na Pandavas is todo-todo din. So, yeah, before I pass sa next text natin, just want to greet our Matajis. Happy Mother's Day. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Happy Mother's Day sa ating tatlong Matajis dito at sa mga nakikinig sa Facebook. So, yun. Ayun na nga. Nasa text 10 na tayo. And sabi dito, My Lord, devotees like your good self are verily holy place personified because you carry the personality of Godhead within your heart. You turn all places into place of pilgrimage. So, eto. Kasi, tagal nilang hindi nakita si Vidura. So, ngayon dumating and then winelcome nila and then sobrang excited sila na malaman kung saan siya nanggaling, ang mga ginawa niya. And sabi niya, ito yung sabi niya, my Lord, most of yung mga sabi nga yung mga visitor is kailangan nga daw i-treat as like how to say it, heavenly damsels. Parang talagang even yung unannounced na visitor or unexpected visitor is kailangan i-treat like a king, parang ganyan. Kaya tawag niya my Lord. And also uncle niya rin yun. Nagsasalita dito si Yudhishthir and kausap niya si Vidura. So, and then also, he said here that, yun nga, yung personification ni Vidura is kung nasan siya is like a holy place. Kasi laging ang kasama laging ang binabanggit si Krishna, laging Krishna Katha yung inaano nila, binabanggit nila. Kaya it's non-different. Kung nasan merong Krishna Katha or Srimad Bhagavatam, that is non-different to a holy place. and it's a worthy of pilgrimage. And take note also, kahit saang place na merong worship of Gora Nitai and Radha Krishna or Jagannath, that is non-different to holy place also, or we can say the spiritual world. So that's why lagi kayong merong deity worship sa inyong mga bahay. Ayan. Kaya lagi nating ini-encourage everyone to do their deity worship at home. So everyone will be, kahit walang kamalay-malay, is magiging mabe-benefit sila. Ayun. So, yun nga, yung pag-receive ng guest is masyadong cultured yan, especially sa Vedic culture. Masyadong ini-emphasize yan. Actually, even even enemy, kailangan mong i-treat like a king actually. So, kasi kunyari, natin sa West na pag sa West is, kunyari, kakatok ng ganyan, merong lang, yung silipan lang. Tapos nakatitig sa yung ganun yan. Anong kailangan mo dito? Anong kailangan mo sa akin? Anong kukunin mo sa akin? Tapos pag sinabi na yung reason, bubuksan na. Pero may screen pa, nakalak pa yung screen. So ganun, hindi nakaiba yung idea or yung culture sa West. Pero dito sa even enemy. Pero ito, very dear nila si Vidura. Kaya yung pag nga daw, pag-receive ng guest is kailangan give them a place to sit and offer them water or something, and then sweet words, or kung kaya is dapat nga parang hugasan pa, bigyan ng mga kung ano-anong gift and all. Ganun yung culture. So, take note sabi nga ni Radha sa mga previous verse is matagal nilang hindi nakita si Vidura, and then akala nga nila patay na eh. Walang news na tapos na yung Battle of Kurukshetra, sakali lang nila nakita. And then sabi naman dito sa text. Text 11. My uncle, you must have visited Dwarka. In that place, our friends and well-wisher, Devata, lived happily ever after. He was Krishna's favorite devotee. Krishna is significant. Devata. Those who are always enwrapped in the service of Lord Krishna is significant. So, ito nga dapat yung natin na ganon ka Krishna conscious si Yudhishthir Maharaj, and ito yung pinapakita dito na kahit anong time, kahit anong bagay or anytime, laging ang attention ng mga devotees is to serve Krishna, or ayan, yung always Krishna conscious. Sabi dito ni Prabhupada, there's no difference sa purport ni Prabhupada sa text 11. There is no difference in their pure devotional qualities, either remaining at home or leaving home. The real qualification of a pure devotee is to become wrapped in the thoughts of Krishna favorably. Kasi meron ding mga naiisip si Krishna but hindi favorable. Like etong sa purport niya na, knowing well that Lord Krishna is absolute personality of Godhead, Kamsha, Jarasandha, and Shishupal, yun yung mga demon, and other demons like them were always enwrapped in thought of Krishna, but they were absorbed in a different way. Namely, unfavorably, or thinking of him to be a powerful man only. Therefore, Kamsha and Shishupal are not on the same level as pure devotees like Vidura, the Pandavas, and the Yadavas. So, yon. Tuloy na natin. Maharaj Yudhishthir was also always enwrapped in thought of Krishna, in thought of Lord Krishna and his associates at Dwarka. Otherwise, he could not have asked all about them from Vidura. Maharaj Yudhishthir was therefore on the same level of devotion as Vidura, although engaged in the state affairs of the kingdom of the world. So, ayun na nga. Um, ganito ka-absorb ang mga pure devotee ni Krishna na kahit saan bagay marami ang mga devotee na ano eh. Even even sa joke, Krishna conscious pa rin yung mga joke nila. So lahat ng bagay we should be kind of Krishna conscious. Yun nga yung essence ng Krishna consciousness eh. Always conscious about Krishna. Mm-hmm. And then on the text 12, ayan. Being questioned by Maharaj Yudhishthir, Mahatma Vidura gradually described everything he had personally experienced, except except news of the annihilation of the Yadu dynasty. Ito na. Since ano to, since galing siya sa ibang lugar si Bidura, mga pilgrimage and all, of course, may alam na siya na actually at this time, paalis na si Krishna. Akit na siya sa spiritual world. So ngayon, hindi pa alam nila Yudhishthir. Pero si Vidura is yung personification ng na kung hindi niya hindi manggagaling sa kanya yung bad news parang ganyan. Kasi ang prinsipyo niya is kung hindi makakatulong sa person o makakapag-afflict sa person at alam niyang makakasama, hindi niya sasabihin. Hindi siya yung magiging bearer ng bad news. Kasi sabi nga is kahit naman hindi mo sabihin, malalaman at malalaman yan pa rin. Like si Yudhishthir Maharaj, kahit hindi sabihin ni Vidura kay Yudhishthir Maharaj, kumbaga karapatan ni Yudhishthir Maharaj kasi siya yung king of the world. At the right time, malalaman pa rin ni darating pa rin yung news na yon kay Yudhishthir kay Yudhishthir Maharaj. Kaya niya hindi sinasabi kasi of course yung reason nun because sabi niya dito sa text 13 why na hindi niya sinasabi compassionate Mahatma Vidura could not stand to see the Pandavas distress at a he did not disclose this unpalatable and unbearable incident because calamities come to their own accord. Ito mali. Simple lang yung konti lang yung purport ni Prabhupada pero distinct and straight to the point. Sabi ni Prabhupada dito. According to Niti Sastra, civic law, one should not speak unpalatable truth to cause distress to others. Distress comes upon us in its own way by the laws of nature. So no one should not aggravate in it by propaganda. For a compassionate soul like Vidura, especially in his dealing with the beloved Pandavas, it was almost impossible to disclose an unpalatable piece of news like annihilation of the Yadu dynasty. Therefore, he purposely refrained from it. So yun na nga. Sabing ganon is kasi tayo dito sa inhabitants of Kali Yuga, gusto natin mahilig tayo mga news na kumbaga pagka may mga balita-balita, alam mo ba si gano, ano yan na all ears agad tayo. So, kumbaga sanay na sanay tayo doon. Pero eto nga yung laging pinapractice si Vidura. Parang sa tingin ko, ewan ko kung mga piling-pili lang ng mga, yung mga palm reader, yung mga fortune teller na ganyan. Parang may ganyan din silang idea na hindi nila sinasabi yung mga negative, puro positive lang kung ano yung nabasa nila sa palad mo, sa baraha mo, or sa anything na na nakita nila sa'yo. So, kasi yun nga, parang mahirap ano to, unbearable nga daw. How much more yung pinaka-beloved mo is si Krishna ay wala na yung source ng ano mo ng ano to, yung purpose of life mo is wala na. So mararamdaman niyo yun na yung wala ka ng energy, wala ng purpose yung buhay, wala ng purpose yung life. So, ayaw niyang makita ang ganun yung mga Pandavas, especially si Yudhishthir Maharaj, siya yung king of the world. So, baka, of course, mahirapan siyang i-manage yung the whole thing, the whole world. Pero, hindi siya, darating at darating pa rin sa kanya actually. So, si Vidura, yun yung alamat ng na hindi nagsasabi. So, siya yung alamat na yon. Actually, marami pang pwedeng sabihin dito. Pero gusto kong from the 11. Ito about sa holy pilgrimage. To go to some holy place of pilgrimage does not mean only take bath in the Ganges or Yamuna or visit in the temples situated in those places. One should also find a representative of Vidura who have no desire in life save and except to serve the personality of Godhead. Personality of Godhead is always with such pure devotees because of their unalloyed service, which is without any tinge of fruitive action or utopian speculation. Yun nga, hindi lang basta magtutour tayo sa mga pilgrimage and all. Sabi nga daw, wag daw maging tourist sa iyong sariling bansa, parang ganun. Pero we must also seek a association of the people there kasi sila talaga yung magsasabi ng mga pastimes doon. And actually, lagi nating naririnig o lagi nating pag nakarinig tayo ng pastime, nabubuhay yung personality na yun sa ano natin, sa thoughts natin. Na katulad nga natin, hindi naman natin kilala actually before sila Vidura, Pandavas and all. But we're always hearing pastime about them. So buhay na buhay sila. And then marami tayong natututunan sa kanila. So yun yung isang hinahatid ng Srimad Bhagavatam na wherever there is Srimad Bhagavatam, that is a holy place. And then that is worthy of pilgrimage. Kasi gano'n mo yung book, andoon na lahat, tapos may wisdom, may pastimes, and glories of Krishna. So that's why gano'n na lang talagang nire-recommend natin yung Srimad Bhagavatam. And sabi nga, di ba, yung madalas nga pagka nasa Kunyari, nasa recreation area tayo. Yung hindi naman sa horror train, so something mga park and dinosaurs, ganyan. Ah, titignan natin and then tatakot tayo and all, affected ka. And then, paglabas mo doon sa exit, ayun, may gift shop. Laging may gift shop. So, what I mean is, sa, saan to? Kunyari, sa Jerusalem, ganun din. Sa Bethlehem, sa Israel or whatever, sa place ni Jesus Christ. Yung mga yon is worthy of pilgrimage kasi yung holy man is ano doon na umapak doon. So ganun din yung mga to say yung mga saintly person na napuntahan nila is nagiging worthy of pilgrimage. So in that way napaka ah, ano to napaka importante ng place na yon and hindi siya hindi siya basta-basta because on that place is makita mo lang yon or you touch the dust of that place is very purifying. Kasi maalala mo lang yung past time doon, very purifying. How much more nagpunta ka pa, it's much more purifying. And then actually, we cannot imagine what is the benefit of having the association of that place and how much more association of that person and anything about thoughts related to Krishna is very always purifying. Kaya ganun na lang lagi yung ini-emphasize yung lahat ng anything connected to Krishna. Place, holy, saintly person, and even that Krishna Katha. So, sobrang laging ini-emphasize yan. And dahil dyan, i-emphasize palalo yan ng ating dear His Grace Radhanath Prabhu Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna, good morning everybody. And again, happy Mother's Day to all our mothers out there, the Matajis, especially to my mother. I think she's joining us here sa Zoom. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Hare Krishna. So, just in connection lang sa sinasabi ni Navadip Chandra Prabhu and ni Radhacharan Prabhu, because Vidura being the embodiment of Bhagavatam. So yun lang yung dinidescribe na there's book Bhagavata and the person Bhagavata. So both are so powerful means or sources of transcendental knowledge, and hearing from them or reading from these books, the Bhagavatam, it takes us to places where Lord Krishna's pastimes are happening. It lets us hear about the wonderful glories and truths about life, about ourselves, about the Supreme Lord. So that's why what we're doing here, or at least what Radhacharan Prabhu is doing here every morning, this Bhagavatam podcast, is very important. It's a very important activity, because through this we will purification will certainly come. Purification, not just like physical purification, but more important than just physical purification. Napo-purify din tayo by association, by hearing about this Bhagavatam. More important na purification na nangyayari is purification sa ating mind. So, di ba, napakaaga pa lang, gusto mo good vibes, good news. So, certainly sa Bhagavatam, yun yung sources natin ng mga good quality thoughts. So, yun, dinidescribe lang how Vidura was so much missed by the residents or the community sa Hastinapur. Then, they really cherished his coming. Yung bumalik siya, talagang winelcome siya very nicely. And yung mga tanong nila, Yudhishthira, mas mo very very befitting sa kanya kasi yung tinatanong nila. Naturally kasi alam nila si Vidura, saintly person. Yung mga tanong nila hindi ordinary questions eh. Like yung nag-stick lang sa akin kanina yung tanong ni Yudhishthir. So napuntahan mo mga holy places, anong ginawa mo doon, mga services na ginawa mo doon. Very very specific questions befitting to that person. Kasi alam nila kung sino yung uncle nila si Vidura. Parang naisip ko lang bigla na si Vidura yung embodiment ng real tito eh. Tito 'yun, malupit na tito siya. So kung may mga titas tayo diyan, marami mga great examples. So si Vidura, tito 'yon, the real tito. Kasi binabanggit nga ni kanina nabanggit ni Alison tinry niya yung best niya lahat para maging equal sa kanyang mga pamangkin. Pero yun nga dahil sa let's say partiality ng isang tatay sa anak, of course, naturally. Parang hindi niya na rin makontrol. So parang pinagpakay Krishna na niya lang, pinagpasa Diyos niya na lang. Pero syempre masakit para sa kanya yun kasi naturally as relative, as hindi lang basta-basta relative, talagang close na, alam mo yun, kamag-anak, tito, makikita mo yung ganun klaseng hidwaan sa pamilya. Masakit din. One of the main reason ba't umalis na lang siya Parang you cannot bear to see what's gonna happen sa battle, sa conflicts between mga pamangkin and even sa kapatid. So parang ganun, isa sa mga way na makapag-deal sa mga ganyang klaseng sitwasyon is umalis ka na lang. So certainly, one of the main reasons why, like Balaram, did not participate in any of this battle. So like Vidura, umalis na lang din siya. Kasi ayaw niya makita yung ganun. So anyway, so Vidura, embodiment of being real tito and being good to the Pandavas and the Kauravas and his brother, particularly sa chapter na binabasa natin. Nandun yung natural affection niya sa brother niya. Gusto niyang gisingin yung brother niya. Gusto niyang bigyan ng good quality association na sana magising niya na yung kapatid niya. And sana, alam mo yun, mabigyan niya ng good association para this Dhritarashtra will wake up and yung senses niya is somehow mag-activate na in a good mode, parang gano'n. Kasi up until this time parang medyo pa rin siya in illusion, parang gano'n, in illusion. So text number 14. Thus Mahatma Vidura, being treated just like a godly person by his kinsmen, remained there for a certain period just to rectify the mentality of his eldest brother, and in this way bring happiness to all the others. Report: saintly persons like Vidura must be treated as well as a denizen from heaven. Yan sabi ni Navadip Chandra Prabhu kanina. In those days, denizens of heavenly planets used to visit homes like that of Maharaj Yudhishthir, and sometimes persons like Arjuna and others used to visit higher planets. Narada is a spaceman who can travel unrestrictedly, not only within the material universes, but also in the spiritual universes. Even Narada used to visit the palace of Maharaj Yudhishthir. And what to speak of other celestial demigods? It is only, ito yung magandang gusto ko i-discuss dito sa first paragraph. It is only the spiritual culture of the people concerned that makes interplanetary travel possible, even in the present body. Maharaj Yudhishthir therefore received Vidura in the manner of reception offered to the demigods. So yun nga, na-discuss naman pa paano siya ni-receive, the manner of how one receives a demigod because he's such a exalted personality. Pero very interesting dito sa part ng purport ng Srila Prabhupada, sinabi niya na this interplanetary travels is possible even in this present material body natin because like Arjuna and others, possible daw yon only by spiritual culture. Ibig sabihin spiritual practices, penances, austerities, possible mag-interplanetary travels just like ginawa ni Arjuna nung nagpunta siya nung may story yan paano niya nakolect yung kanyang mga weapons, interplanetary siya expedition. Kaya niya na-acquire yung kanyang mga celestial weapons So possible daw yon yung mga ganong klaseng travels by spiritual culture, not by any material means. So that is very important. Kasi ngayon, makaka-relate tayo. Makikita natin how the world or how at least the heads of the state are really exerting a lot of wealth, effort, so-called intelligence just to somehow, you know, try to go to one planet nearby. Parang ganun. Imagine the will ng mga tao para lang ma-achieve yun. Unfortunately, parang yun nga, yung results are always frustrating. Even may mga nagtayo, it's just a conspiracy theory. It's not real that they really landed to the moon. And there's this whole conversation about that even sa community ng mga devotees. And but Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport na very clear na, and by examples of the demigods coming to the planet Earth din, ibang istorya naman yan. Bakit? Kasi as higher beings, syempre may higher consciousness ka, a higher type of body like Narada Muni and other celestial beings. Sabi nga, nagta-travel sila sa even sa Earth to visit Maharaj Yudhishthir. Bakit? Because they are saintly persons. So they are exalted personalities. A personality embodying some certain perfected aspect ng Krishna consciousness. Like Maharaj Yudhishthir is such a staunch leader, very strong leader, and an ideal emperor or king. So even the demigods, even the higher beings, they travel to visit or to just witness these personalities because they're very special. Pero sa part ng mga human beings traveling to different planetary systems is possible only by spiritual culture. So we should, you know, so mga devotees interesado talaga mag-interplanetary. So dapat pasok tayo sa spiritual culture, pasok tayo sa spiritual activities. But for us devotees na talagang hindi naman tayo masyado talaga interesado ron. We know na by just reading Bhagavatam, by association with devotees, hearing from them, it's already enough. Ano pa bang kailangan mong puntahan sa spiritual, sa ibang planets? Sabi, for devotee, his only business is to serve Krishna, to hear about Krishna. So these things are really not important. But sinasabi lang dito yung ganung culture ng spiritual culture is so powerful that interplanetary travels is possible. Yun lang sa first paragraph. Mahatma Vidura had already adopted the renounced order of life, and therefore he did not return to his parental palace to enjoy some material comforts. He accepted out of his own mercy what was offered to him by Maharaj Yudhishthir, but the purpose of living in the palace was to deliver his elder brother Dhritarashtra, who was too much materially attached. So yun nga, yung main purpose actually ng kanyang pagbalik is to console his brother, to give him a good quality association, to wake him up, Come on, it's all done. Tapos na. Wala na tayong kailangan, hindi na tayo kailangan manlumo pa. Everything is done because of the supreme will. We should move on. We should move on to life. Hindi tayo pwede may stuck. Kasi may yung kapatid niya, may edad na rin eh. So parang in a sense, inuudyok niya na mag-renounce na rin si Dhritarashtra, ang kanyang elder brother. Especially sa idea ng attachment sa family and kingdom. Kasi tapos na lahat eh. Wala na eh. And yun nga, binabanggit dito very important na he's by the mercy. Imagine you're somebody elder, practically the eldest of the Kuru at this time kasi siya na lang natitirang pinakamatanda sa Kurus. Tapos nakatira lang siya sa palasyo ng kanyang parang ano niya na yun. Lolo na siya ni Yudhishthir eh. Diba? Nakatira lang siya sa palasyo ng kanyang apo. So parang i-describe na hindi yan ideal na hindi siya ideal na situation for somebody supposedly older, supposedly wiser, supposedly more stable. Tapos nakatira ka lang and you're at the mercy of your apo. Dinidescribe na hindi siya ideal situation para kay Dhritarashtra. So iniudyok siya ni kanyang brother na si Vidura na let's get out of this situation. Parang not to say na si Yudhishthir hindi niya gustong ibigay yon. Of course, being a perfect devotee, being a compassionate devotee, lolo niya yun practically, kamag-anak niya yan eh. And yung action niya of accepting or letting his um what? Tama, mali ba ako? Sorry, hindi niya lolo. Uncle niya ba? Uncle lang, sorry. Uncle pala, sorry. Erase that. Uncle niya. Yung pagpapatiran sa uncle niya is not out of parang pity or anything like that. Kasi hindi naman ganun si Maharaj Yudhishthir. It's actually out of respect and duty. Kasi elderly, tapos medyo handicapped pa ba kasi blind and ganun. So sa part ni Maharaj Yudhishthir, he's doing his duty very nicely with love sa kanyang tito. Pero still sa civic codes, dinidescribe ni Vidura parang or dito sa purport na that's not an ideal position na mapuntahan ng isang tao. Parang ganun. To be at the mercy of somebody who's supposedly the one you are supporting. Parang ganun. Text number 15. As long as Vidura played the part of a Sudra, being cursed by Manduka Muni, Aryama officiated at the post of Yamaraj to punish those who committed sinful acts. Sa purport dito nabasa ko, very interesting na nag-stick sa akin is yung yung idea or yung explanation na actually kaya nag-take birth si Vidura being you can say expansion or incarnation of Maharaj Yudhishthir kasi gusto niya mag-preach. Gusto niyang parang naturally mag-share ng Krishna consciousness. Sorry. Ano ba sinabi ko? Yudhishthir, sorry. Incarnation of Yamaraj, medyo nalilito na ako. Okay, yung reason ng existence ni Vidura as incarnation of Yamaraj, the superintendent of death. Kasi nga, gusto niya daw mag-preach. Parang natural sa devotee talaga yon mag-preach ka. We know that Yamaraj is superintendent. Sabi, busy siya. Busy sa kanyang mga trabaho para, alam mo yun, ilagay sa tamang pwesto yung mga, sabi nga kasi, there is more sinful men than good men sa earthly planet. So parang gano'n. So duty niya yun. Di ba sinasabi nga sa story sa Chaitanya Charitamrita, just with these two, Jagay and Maday, sabi nga yung mga secretaries ni Yamaraj, tama ba yan? May narinig tayong ganong story. They're so sinful. They've done so much troubles, atrocities, and insults to other people. Not only that, killing brahmanas, very abominable. Sabi nga that the secretaries of Yamaraj cannot keep up with the writing. Sinusulat kasi lahat yan kasi by judgment day, babasahin sa kanila lahat yan. So talaga may system yung law, even sa system ni Yamaraj. Babasahin sa lahat yan para pag hinatulang ka, wala kang kawala, ginawa mo yan. Pruweba yan. So may dinidescribe na gano'n, this Jagay and Maday is so sinful. They cannot keep up mga secretaries ni Yamaraj. So anyway, dahil gusto yung as Vidura, incarnation of Yamaraj dito sa story. Ganoon, yun yung duty niya kaya parang nakakapag-preach siya sa family members niya. And dinidescribe lang na since hindi dapat or hindi pwedeng mabakante yung pwesto, may nag-take over na tinatawag na personality na Aryama. So, yun lang. Parang he's very qualified to take the post because he's exalted personality. Pero yung highlight is Yamaraj taking birth as Vidura. Kasi yun nga, fulfill yung desire niya na makapag-preach ng Krishna consciousness in all essence. But in essence, parang ganun. Text number 16. Having won his kingdom and observed the birth of one grandson, competent to continue the noble tradition of his family, Maharaj Yudhishthir reigned peacefully and enjoyed uncommon opulence in cooperation with his younger brothers, who were all expert administrators to the common people. Parang ganun. Makikita natin yung exalted line ng family and ng reign ni Maharaj Yudhishthir. He is surrounded by great people. His brothers are really um, looking up to him. He's revered by his younger brothers, and he got his back. He got Maharaj Yudhishthir have their support, undying support. And pinakita 'yon sa buong war, sa buong practically sa lahat ng ng stories. Even you can say parang that game of dice na naput lahat sila sa trouble. Even that hindi sila nag-turn back sa kanilang um, elder brother because they know that this is something may plano si Krishna parang ganun. Pero Maharaj Yudhishthir, sinasabi rito na because of that and alam niya nila na somehow may ipapanganak na susunod sa throne. Okay na yung rulings niya. Medyo satisfied na sila lahat. Text number 17. Insurmountable, eternal time imperceptibly overcomes those who are too much attached to family affairs and are always engrossed in their thought. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. I'm now happy. I have everything in order. My bank balance is quite enough. I can now give my children enough estate. I am now successful. The poor beggars, the poor beggars and sannyasis depend on God, but they come to beg from me. Therefore, I am more than the supreme God. These are some of the thoughts which engross the insanely attached householder who is blind to the passing of eternal time. Our duration, the duration of life is measured, and no one is able to enhance it even by a second against the scheduled time ordained by Supreme Will. So, describe dito, no? Kasi nga, you can say, itong verse na to, medyo patama kay Dhritarashtra. Kasi this is exactly what's happening This is what's happening. And the purpose of Vidura is to wake his brother up, convince him na, ayun nga, parang be detached, move on sa buhay. Kasi up until this point, he is still parang attached sa kanyang householder life. Yung age niya, matanda na siya Technically, parang dapat nagre-renounce na sa buhay, medyo detached na sa comfort ng palace. And even dinidescribe na dapat wala nga siya ron kasi nga hindi maganda as sa social status, hindi maganda para sa kanya mag-stay. Pero yon, dinidescribe lang dito yung Srila Prabhupada, yung danger. Pero yung parang natural mentality ng mga tao na overly engrossed or overly illusioned sa kanyang success in life or sa kanilang mga material acquisitions. Parang yun nga, sabi pinakamatindi rito na describe that the sannyasis or the beggars, the sannyasis, they are begging for God to give them, pero the sannyasis come to me for maintenance. Parang yung false ego ng mga ganitong materially engrossed people is so big. They think that they are God. That is the danger. Yun yung danger ng having too much wealth and too much ego. Kasi hindi mo pa rin naiintindihan kung paano nag-work yung material nature and paano dapat ang mentality towards acquiring those kind of you can say fortune and paano sila i-handle, paano sila gamitin, parang ganoon. Pero ang mas dangerous kasi sa ganung klaseng situation pag feeling natin we are all set, it's actually forgetfulness of God And sometimes may nangyayari pa na you play God because you feel like you're powerful. You can buy everything, parang ganoon. Practically, di ba, may mga experience or may mga not really experience pero parang by examples ng mga mayayamang tao. Kala nila kaya nilang bilhin lahat. Kala nila by their massive wealth, they can manipulate everything. Pero one thing is for sure, sabi nga, even all this wealth cannot buy back a second of time. Parang ganun. So, the purport is basically explaining that we don't waste time trying to live our life just to accumulate these kind of things. because it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time if we don't know how to handle, if we don't know how to you can say use these advantages or this fortune. And it's warning us the danger of having these things. Parang may kapon may pinapakinggan akong podcast, may isang Makatang comedian, sinasabi niya if you look at the framework of life through money, if you look at any stage of your life through the framework of money, you will miss the whole picture. Parang ganun. Magaling siya eh. Sama yung mga tao, blessed din ng mga ganong klaseng philosophical understanding because of their experience in life. Parang ganun. So, the main point is, wag tayong ma-illusion sa yaman, wag tayong ma-illusion sa idea na we are powerful because of our wealth. Because at the time of death, hindi yan makakatulong sa'yo lahat. Iiwanan mo lahat yan. Tapos, wala kang madadala dyan. So it's an unfortunate situation to be in kasi nga it's a waste of time. And yun nga without Krishna consciousness, obviously, one cannot survive this kind of false ego, and it will just put you in much dangerous position even the next life because of this false ego. So dinidescribe lang dito na we cannot buy back time even though we have that so much wealth. But such illusion cannot work on one who is awake in the devotional service of the Lord. Yudhishthir Maharaj and his brothers, the Pandavas, were all engaged in the service of the Lord Sri Krishna, and they had very little attraction for illusory happiness of this material world. As we have discussed previously, Maharaj Yudhishthir was fixed in the service of the Lord Mukunda, the Lord who can award salvation. And therefore, he had no attraction even for such comforts of life as are available in the kingdom of heaven. Because even the happiness obtained in the planet Brahmaloka is also temporary and illusion. So that's a very important message. That even nga sa mga facilities that uh, even that Brahmaloka or the highest planet there is yung mga ino-offer niya ng mga comfort and wealth is also temporary. So the devotees doesn't settle with this kind of things. The devotees are always supposedly absorbed in devotional service. And yun, describe na Yudhishthir and the Pandavas, because they are devotees, they're absorbed with these things and they're actually detached sa kanilang kingdom. And they are devotees. Naturally, they know how to handle, they know how to distribute this wealth equally. I mean, not equally, but they know how to maintain. They know how to use their wealth. But ultimately, they are detached. They are devotees of the Lord. Their business is to hear about Krishna, and they're always longing about Krishna. Even for their great uncle, it's already their good fortune that their uncle is back, and they are serving him very nicely, receiving him very nicely. So this is the devotee. Sabi ni Prabhupada, ang devotee hindi mag-work yung ganong klaseng illusion sa devotee. Yung illusion ng pride, yung illusion ng na binibigay ng wealth. It doesn't touch the devotee. Because sabi nga, pag ang devotee nag-embark if a person embarks into this Krishna consciousness, Krishna takes over his life. So long as a devotee also commits and really 100% in Krishna consciousness. So there's no way that these unfortunate things can touch him because he's protected by the Lord. As the Pandavas, as Maharaj Yudhishthir and the Pandavas are protected by Lord Shri Krishna, despite of all the atrocities and unfortunate situation that they were put into. They are victorious. So let us pray na each and every time meron tayong opportunity makakinig ng mga lectures and makapag-associate with the devotees in this type of association where we study Bhagavatam. We pray that we acquire such wonderful qualities ng mga devotees na dinidescribe dito. Mapatito role tayo as a devotee, mapapamangkin role as a devotee, mapa-friend na devotee. Marami tayong mga inspiration, marami tayong mga heroes, marami tayong mga role models dito sa Bhagavatam. So very important association and very important activity, reading of Srimad Bhagavatam. Radha Prabhu, any last closing remarks?
Well, napaka-solid nun. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Happy Mother's Day Ki Jai. So, kita-kita tayo sa room ni Guru Maharaj. Yeah, that
Happy
will
Mother's
be...
Day to everyone.
Mhm. And
Nice.
Carla, si Mother Moksha, si Jonah, and those who are watching, and those who will watch this replay. Hare Krishna. Okay, lipat tayo sa room ni Guru Maharaj. Thank you, my dear Prabhus. Haribol.